So hey guys, hi. So this video is for the installation and setup to get started with the TanStack query, and also like I will just try to cover the some few basics before I take you to the the big thing of the inside of TanStack query. But yeah, so what I will do is very quick. I will just take you back to my screen. Okay, so as you can see, so currently TanStack query is made up of three main things. One is the query, of course. So query will be the one which you will be using like whenever you try to fetch. And what is called mutation is, let's say whenever you fetch any data, right, from an API or whatever, everything is cached. Okay, so I write it, all this data are cached. Now once this data is cached, the next thing is whenever you want to update any data, so let's say whenever you want to mutate any data, that those things are getting affected to the cached. And queries, whenever the queries are fetched, it is stored in the cached. So I write it here, this one is stored. Okay, and what the mutation does is it updates. Okay, but now let's say these things are working fine, but the third part which you see, right, whenever, like, before you do any mutations also, right, to know to so but how to know whether that mutation those updates are required at that particular time. So let's say whenever you fetch an query, okay, so whenever you fetch an query, and at the same time let's say when the like each cache has a time limit of, let's say by default has a time limit of 5 minutes. Okay, so when these 5 minutes are over, so by just to let you know, this 5 minutes are decided by the TanStack query. Okay, that's a default value, you can change it anytime. I will talk about that also in the video. But let's say whenever this cache time of 5 minutes is over, okay, that time, before you do a mutation, ask yourself, what you will do is you will let the TanStack query know, okay, this is time for to invalidate the cache. So what you do is, so once this is hit, after the once this is hit, then it is stored in the cache. And let's say during this cache you want to update the TanStack query. Okay, please like there is a the cache time limit is crossed, and like you want to update it any data. Okay, so that time what we do is, by default TanStack query automatically handles the query invalidation. But let's say you want to notify it directly that, okay, please can you just refresh this fresh data. So to do that you use query invalidation, which what it does is it automatically, I take it here, it automatically refetches that query. And this is triggered by yourself. Like there are two ways, either it's by you and either it's by the TanStack query itself. But this TanStack query will happen only once when the cache time is cleared. Okay, so this is the basic concepts of like how these three things are required. So let's get back to the working code, and let me just install this for you. So before we start with the installation, there are a few things which we need to set up our system. Is first thing is I will be using JSON server. So the best so if you for those who don't know what is JSON server, is basically it allows you to create your own API, so which will be actually stored in the like this will be /post, this will be /comments, and this will be /profile. So we will be using JSON server. And if I can show you, as soon as you can start your JSON server by typing npx JSON server and whatever data which we are using, right? So let's say if I like to go to this, I open this in a new tab, and if I /post, so you can see all my post here. Same goes with the comments. So now this is our API is ready. Okay, we will play on it. And the second time is, you can also this is the get request, you can also create post, you can also create update, and many more methods which you can use on this. Okay, now once you have done with the JSON DB server, next thing what I will require is we will be installing npmi faker.json JS. So we will be using this, to create fake entries. So we will not be, using creating manually data for each request whenever you want to post any data, right? So we will be using a faker.js. So if I show you, this faker.js has a very nice thing is, let's say, for those who don't know, let's say if you want to have a random person name, right, you can directly call this method. So yeah, so now the third main thing is what we actually need is the React query itself. So to install the React query, or like since I'm currently on using React, so I will be calling it React query itself. So what I will do is, let's go here. So you have to go to quick start here, and these are the 3 topics which I told you right now. We will go with the installation. We will copy this. So I will share the link in the description. You have to just go here and click on paste. Okay, I think I pasted something else. Anyway, once you have done the installation, I think mine is not done. It's due to some, okay, I just remove it. Okay, now it will be done. Okay, so once it is done, so here if I show you my package JSON, so let's see what things. Okay, so this one is on the directory. What I will do is, don't get confused between this. So this is our package JSON. I will be shifting to this directory soon in the next video, don't worry. So we have installed our query, and the next thing what you have to install is TanStack query dev tool. So for this also npmi, type TanStack query dev tool and press enter. So now let's see how many we have installed our 4 things. So we are ready with our TanStack query, and we are also ready with our test libraries of let's say the faker.js and the db.json server. Okay, so once we are ready with this, what we need to do is get started with our application. Is first and foremost things is go to your index.js. What you have to do is you have to import TanStack query. Okay, so then what you have to do, I will just remove this. You have to first import TanStack query, and you have to import TanStack client provider. So this TanStack client provider will be one time, guys, which will be actually covering our whole app. As you can see, it is covering our whole app. Okay, and in that you have to provide the query client. So I will be coming to very quick what is this query client, and you will be in the next videos, you will be getting to understand why this query client is actually useful. Okay, so what I do is I start this class of new query client. Okay, and I pass this to my client variable here. So this is a one-time thing, you don't have to do anything. So once you are done with this, okay, the next thing is you have to import the TanStack query dev tools. So for that you have to just import it from like how you did TanStack query with a /dev-tools. So if you remember, you have to make sure it is like this. So and one more thing, if it is view query, if you are doing on view, it's view query. Okay, as you can see, it automatically imports. Okay, so from here you have to install you have to import the dev query tools and put it just below the dev tools. So if I can show you, if I must start my server, right, so I will just type npm run start. Okay, and now if I show you my home page, if I go to my React query, so here if you can see, my dev tool is present. So you can just click to close here, or you can also click on this to close. Okay, so this will show the what I say. I will be coming to this also very quick, guys, but just a brief. It shows the status of like your APIs. So say like I still have a habit of going to network tab and console and seeing the tabs. I hope many of you have the same thing, but this is just, it's a replacement, but a sugar on like how like what exactly it's happening, whether it's fetching and pause. So it shows you all of these things, of this. So we will be playing with it. And let's say there's one more thing with the DevTools. If you don't want this to appear like this, let's say if you have a new page, new page where you want to see the DevTools, so you can just have copy this and just replace it here. But the problem here is it will be fixed. So now if I reload it, I think I started my server right. My port was running, so sorry. Okay, so now if I show you, it's taking a bit, just a minute. So the one which I was showing you previously was a cache version of it. I forgot to close it. Okay, so what I was saying is, so this one which you see, right, it's no more a panel, like it's no more bubble one, so it's directly it's added to the page. So I will not recommend to use this one unless you have an, like you are doing this on a new tab. It's always good to have this. Okay, so once you're done with the installation, guys, now I think it's time to get started with the TanStack query, and we are ready with our UI. So we will be making this very quick. So let's see you in my next video, guys. Thank you, have a nice day.